Okay. It's Brother EB, Success After Lockdown. Here, another episode on StreamYard. Today we got the brother this morning. Glad he came out to speak with us. Brother Omar Jackson. We're gonna get all in his business, man. He doing a lot. And I just want to start by saying, yo, listen, I congratulate you on your release. Doing great things in the community. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of yous out there now. I know there was a time when, I didn't see that. And that was me looking from the inside out. I didn't see a lot of the credible messengers, the counselors, just the guys on the street, man, doing what they supposed to do to giving back to the community and setting the youth up to win now, to succeed. And who better to do that than us? So with that said, I want to thank you for being here and just talk a little bit about you, talk a little bit about yourself and what where you come from. Let's start there. Let's just go back to the beginning. You know what I mean? Where you come from, how you grew up. You grew up in a 2-family home, 1-parent home. How was that? How many siblings? Just your life growing up.
Okay, so first of all, thanks for having me, man. Success After Lockdown. I'm gonna be honest, right? I had no knowledge of this, but after speaking with you brothers and then I did my own little research and looked you up. This is extremely dope. This whole idea, this message, how you highlighting, brothers such as ourselves. This is phenomenal, bro. So I just want to salute you first and foremost. So and again, thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor to really
Same
you
here,
know
man.
to even be a part of something great, man, because this is great. You know what I mean? So let's get to it. So my name is Omar. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna give it to you like you asked. Street name. O Smash. Grew up east side of Harlem. I'm from Harlem, New York. Um, I actually, my childhood. I'm not gonna say what was bad. It wasn't. I wasn't one of those kids that didn't have. But growing up in certain environments, we always want more because certain shit we see in that facade, it kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It pushes us kind of like to really say, yo, I want that, not realizing, what I know now. But anyway,
Glorify.
yes. I was glorifying certain things, right? So my childhood, I grew up again, I'm from Johnson Projects, if you're familiar, with the east side of Harlem. That's where I'm from, but I ran through the whole east side of Harlem. My
Shout out to
grandparents,
Harlem.
thank you, Will. My
God bless.
grandparents, that's where they were from. And then my grandparents moved down to Bmore, where the majority of my family is from. And then my mom's, of course, took over. And that's one of those things where we not letting them those nights apartments go. So it was in the family, and it was me, my mom's, my sister, my brother that grew up in the household. No father. Stepdad, he was in and out of jail, and then he passed away. But my biological father was never in my life. So with that being said, me being the man, so quote unquote, of the house, I felt like I had to go get it, and I had to be a
Yeah.
provider. Of course, I had to be a protector. My little brother, God bless, he passed away, but then I got my sister and my mom, so I feel like, yo, I gotta go get it. And then when I walk outside of my door, I see the things that I see at such a young age, and yeah, I was glorifying and wanting what I thought was the it, right? I see the older dudes, I see they outside, I see the females, I see the jewels, I see the cars, and that shit really inspired me to wanna get to it. So for me, I mentioned just growing up in Johnson, growing up on the East Side, but I also have family throughout the city. So I also kind of grew up in Dykeman projects as well, which my uncle was there. So again, like I said, I didn't have no father figure, but my uncles was around, and I would like pretty much ping pong. You know, on the weekends I would go to Dykeman. I love sports growing up. I played football. That was my love. I also played basketball a lot too. I was pretty good at both. But for me, getting back and forth, it wasn't really no football in Harlem at the time. So football was up Dykeman, Van Cortlandt Park. I'm naming stuff, so hopefully I'm not losing anybody. But
BX, BX,
yeah.
BX,
So that
HBO, HBO.
okay.
Yeah,
Say
this what
less,
we do,
say
man.
less, say less.
The
So
followers, our followers know. They
okay.
know what it
So
is.
I'm like traveling alone at a young age too, right? I'm like 12, going up to Dykeman, then going up to Van Cortlandt to play football. But it was a bit too much for me to be doing by myself, right? I had no support in that aspect, right?
Yeah.
So just fast forward a little bit. Again, I'm loving sports though. I'm playing basketball, local shit like boys club. I was in the boys club, so I'm playing basketball there. Um, LaGuardia House, stuff like that. Uh, so as that started to fade away, I really start getting. I'm infatuated by again the outside. I'm looking up to the people that's a few years older than me, and I'm admiring them. So I really want to be that. Like, forget the sports and all that other shit. I want to be that. So I kind of just wanted to be in the streets and sell drugs, and I was like trying to figure that shit out and find my way. Um, I got some, and again, I didn't. It wasn't as easy as just yo. I'm going outside and I'm going to get a pack because I got some pushback from some older dudes on some big brother shit. Like, nah, don't do this. Like, nah, go to school. Nah, play ball, stuff like that. And then it really took for me. Oh, I'm about to skip something that's kind of very important. Um, as I stated, me just really trying to figure it out.
Hmm.
I started doing a lot of dumb shit in my young teenage age. Uh, I really started stealing and robbing, and that became kind of like my thing. So I did mention like I used to go to Dykeman a lot, and if anybody's really familiar with that area, that shit is like, especially now, shit is like the Dominican Republic. So what I really used to do is I used to go up there and get off on, come up off robbing niggas. Like, you know,
Yeah,
sometimes it was just strong arm, whatever, just taking shit, putting niggas in the
yeah,
yoke and going in niggas' pockets, that type of shit. Um, but that didn't last. But that became a thing for me. So I just like anything else, you kind of get addicted to certain shit. And
yeah.
again, that became a thing for me. Then I got arrested a few times, right? I got arrested for a robbery.
Then
I
you
got arrested
become a
for
product of your environment. That's,
right, fact,
basically.
yeah.
Go ahead,
I,
though.
at a young age, I think I was about 16. I got arrested for a robbery, and at 16, I got arrested for a grand theft auto. Then at 17, I got arrested for a burglary. Um, and then it really took for those things to happen, and my OG, who's still my OG to this day, to pull me up and say, "Yo, bro, listen, you gonna this ain't gonna last." So he really schooled me on that robbery shit. Like, yo, bro, you gonna have enemies for life. Niggas gonna push your shit, all that
Yeah.
type of shit, right?
If
So,
I could just stop you for a second,
mhm,
before you continue. Like when I think about that, what you're saying, I remember I grew up in the Bronx. So I grew up kind of really in the Bronx and Harlem.
mhm,
I used to be back and forth as a young teenager. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
14, 15, going to the rooftop, going to
Right. Okay.
SNS, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
to Willie's, hanging out in front of Willie's, and you know what I mean? Then we shoot to the skating rink called the rink
Right.
in Jersey, come
Yeah.
back. You know what I'm saying? And I used to do that a lot, you know. And I'm trying to remember now in my hood, you know, on the block, like I was inspired by all the older dudes. I never had none of them. I can speak for
Mm,
myself. You know,
right.
I never had none of them to pull me up. And I always ask this question, like, to everybody that come on and talk with me. You know, like, did you have anybody that was a positive influence in your life? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I never had the positive influence, but I always tell this too. I did have a brother that left the block. You know, his family left the block when we was all getting money, and
Mm-hmm.
he came back Muslim. And he
Mm.
came back and he used to tell us, yo, this is wrong, man. What y'all doing? You know what I mean? It got so heavy that when he came around, we went and hid in the building
Right.
until he
Right.
left. You
Right.
know, nah,
They
we
didn't
ain't
want to
trying
hear
to
that
hear
shit.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we out of here. But that was that positive influence that the only thing I could remember. So when you say that, like, that's good that you had some older brothers that was trying to, you know what I'm saying, pull you
Yeah.
up on stuff, because
Yo.
I didn't get that. All I got was, here, take this, you know.
Right. And
80, 84, 85. That was the first time I went to DC and then
right. Okay.
Baltimore. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
With the older
Right.
dudes from the block, you know?
So
Go ahead.
E, to your point, bro, that's all 100% facts, right? Because what the older dudes do was they used us, they manipulated us, right? We was the pawns, right? And I had that too, right? But just one brother, two, but definitely one brother
Yeah.
who I really looked up to, and he's still around. He lived down south right now. He's in North Carolina, right?
Nice.
He was like my mentor, and you know, it's crazy because even as you were speaking just now, I'm remembering, like, my mom's ain't want me selling drugs, of course, like any other mother, right? But I do remember my mom, like, I kind of enabling in a way, right? Because she knew, like, I was gonna do it anyway,
Anyway,
but
yeah.
but but then my mom specifically told him, like, yo, take care of my boy. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, like, she knew I was outside of it, and she knew I was gonna do what I was gonna do, and it wasn't in. I wasn't like, me and my mom's had my run-ins, but our run-ins, but it wasn't like I still was. That's mom. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So, the fact that I knew she said that to this person meant that she trusted him, and and he schooled me, bro. He schooled me, like, and we was doing wrong because he was outside and he was selling drugs,
No
but he
question.
schooled me, and he really schooled me to the game in
Yeah.
so many ways, like, how to move, and how to give back, which I still to this day do. Like, yo, bro, like, we out here doing wrong, but you got to do right in more ways. So it was the things like that
Nice.
that I was learning from this brother. You know what I'm saying? And he was just so smooth. He was a lovable dude. Well, still is a lovable dude. And I just gained so much from just being around him and shit. You know what I mean? And prior to me getting with him, like I'm gonna just backtrack just a little bit. I was like, I wanted to be, I wanted to be involved, right? Like I said, I'm going outside, and I had my moments when I tried certain things and didn't work out. So I was fucking with certain niggas, those guys that we talking about that was using us,
Yeah.
and that ain't really work out for me. I remember like yesterday, right? Me and G Dep, rapper G Dep, right? That's one of my childhood friends. We grew up together, and
Mhm.
us two really saying, yo, because we played ball together. We from the same project. We went to the boys club together. Like, this is my guy. Um,
Yeah.
we trying to figure out, like, yo, where we gonna go to get some work, you know what I'm saying, to get some packs, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we want us. So again, we all over the place. We going uptown because he had people uptown. We going to Dykeman, we going to the Bronx, I got family from 183rd, so we all over the place just trying to figure it out, and then come back home and it's right there. Like my man just took me under the wing, and then kind of like the rest was history. And then of course, I branched off and started doing my own thing. But that part of my upbringing still means the world to me because I learned so much, and I still hold on to a lot of that shit to this day. And then what I did was when I was really got into the mix, I did the same for people that came up under me. You know what I'm saying? And I was one
Absolutely.
of those dudes that really like put on the streets, and even now outside, that I'm not in the streets, doing a lot of legal shit. I made sure niggas knew what they was doing and how to do it, and and be as safe as possible, and always make sure that that same thing, like, yo, we doing wrong, but you gotta always do twice as right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, that's your blessing too, because I look at, we gonna get off into, the prison system and how we,
Hmm.
how we went in there and navigated that and everything. But I look at this was survival for us.
Yeah, bro.
All of us have similar backgrounds. When you
Yeah,
said, the brother is in North Carolina, and that's the same brother, he's still alive. That's the brother I'm telling you about, the Muslim brother, my brother Skip, that used to, you know what I'm saying, come through. I talked to him today, to this day, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Since I
yeah.
came home, I got back in touch with him, and he living in North Carolina, doing good with his family. But yeah, like, our stories be so connected, man. Like,
Absolutely.
coming out of any hood anywhere, because
Yeah.
I done heard
It's the shit.
stories from Missouri to Utah to Houston, North Carolina. The hood is really the hood where
It's all
we,
the same.
and a
Yeah,
lot of us grow up the same,
fact.
and that's why I said, for people like you and I, we kind of, we have the best of both worlds
Yeah,
now, that
yeah.
our growth and development took its place, took its rightful place, from our youth.
Hmm.
Now, like, a lot of people, they don't understand, the two lives that we live,
Right.
and able to be successful, be
Hmm.
alive to tell what we, tell our story. And we know
Yeah.
that us being alive right now to tell that story from our youth, coming from where we came from, is a blessing. Because a
Fact, though.
lot of, I know you, without even talking about it, I know you have
Yeah.
a lot of brothers, sisters that's not living today,
Oh, for
from
sure.
that
For
street life,
sure. For
and
sure.
that's how all of us, and so even around me, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's, and it's a small world. It's a small
Yeah.
world
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So,
Yo,
like, if you could, because I grew up in that 80s era,
mhm.
71 baby,
Right
80,
behind you. I'm
84
72,
came
bro.
out. No,
I'm
know what I'm saying? Came out the
72.
house at I
Hmm.
came out the house at 84.
Right.
I'm talking about, I came out at 82, but 84 is when I just started, you know what I'm saying? Head first,
Yes. Yes.
and being out of town, going out of town to sell drugs, going down to Wall Street, because it was more money. The $5 bag was now $30 if you put it in a sandwich bag and roll it. You know what I mean? You sell
Yeah.
it to the
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
down there for $30. So I was all about that. I was fortunate never to do drugs, but I was addicted to materialism. You know what I
Exactly,
mean? And
bro.
that took a hold on me like no other. But like
Yeah.
I said, I wouldn't change it for the world, because that made me who I am today. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? In that game, being
Hmm.
able to learn math, knowing I was smart but didn't care about going to school. So this allowed me to, when I came to prison, to build my portfolio for me, my taking that introspection. So when was it, like, your first time going to prison, and how was that experience for you?
Wow. So,
Well,
damn,
not even prison, to jail.
yeah,
I'm talking about Rikers Island, or
you
wherever it
just said
was.
so much, man. And yo, that best of both worlds shit, just like
That's serious.
yeah, it's serious. And as you was just talking, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna definitely answer your question. Like as you was
Okay.
just speaking, like I was thinking about the struggles, how challenging it was for me to really make this leap and start really just like making that transition to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, salute to you too, bro. Like
It's
I
full-time
know it ain't
job.
easy, you know what I'm saying? And then that
That's right.
addiction, like people don't realize like this shit's an addiction. Like this a lifestyle is an addiction. You know what I'm saying? Materialistic things is an addiction and people don't realize it,
No
right?
doubt.
And I still to this day have some addictions and some flaws, right? But I just know that, you know what I'm saying, I can't do certain things anymore at this point in my life, bro. So yeah, you just said a
Nice.
lot, man. That's real shit, bro. But yo, so the incarceration, right? For me, like I went to jail in 98, right? I was sentenced to a 3.5 to 7. And for me, you know, for one, first and foremost, I was fortunate, right? Because I was able to do that shock program shit. So I didn't really do much time in jail, right?
Yeah.
But not only that, I was so
Back
strong
then it
at
was
the
six
time.
months. That shot program give you
Yeah. The
6
6 month
months
shock
and you're
program.
able
Right,
to go before the
right.
board or whatever,
Exactly,
paperwork,
exactly.
and you
Yeah,
got a chance to go home early.
yeah, early. So I think out of that 3.5 to 7, I probably did like a little over a year, about a year and a half, something like that. But I was at that time I was really strong in the streets and ain't nothing stopped. Like, and especially in that short amount of time, like I was still getting money, like while I was away. Like I was still taking care of people while I was away. I was taking care of my mom, I was taking care of my girl. I was still had niggas stacking bread for me. So nothing stopped at all. And then it's like when I came home, of course, it was I was back in it because I never really left it. It's just that now I'm back on the scene. So
Yeah.
that first real bid really did absolutely nothing for me, you know what I'm saying? And then I was able, like I said, I was able to get the shock program, even though that shit was stressful. I was like, man, I'm getting back outside. Like I'm gonna do this physical training shit. I'm gonna take this yelling shit, mind over matter, and I'm getting right back outside. I'm getting right back to the money. So that first bid really did nothing for me. And then yeah, I was right back like I never left. You know what I'm
Did
saying?
you ever
So
have probation before you
so
actually did the you know what I mean?
I did.
Because
I actually did. I had probation before I did that. I got sentenced to that 3.5 to 7, and that's why I had actually got the 3.5 to 7 because I had probation first. And the probation, you know, we know the system, whatever we're gonna call it, the
that's
criminal
why I
justice
mentioned
system,
it.
the injustice system.
That's why I
Thank
mentioned
you,
it
bro.
because it's a systematic
Yeah,
flaw and
yeah, absolutely,
destruction
bro.
against us.
It
It
is.
is.
So just going like just now, you just made me remember like going back to that. Like I had got arrested for some shit that I really didn't do, but you know, police know who's who and who's doing what, and they put a charge on me, lied and everything, and my ass, you know, I'm still young, and I'm like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna just take the probation. I ain't spending no money for no lawyers, and even though I did, right, and I still took the probation, which was a trap off, right,
Mhm.
and took that probation, and then I think like about a year later, I got caught up again, and then that's when I took that 3.5 to 7,
Same
and
story, man. Like
yeah, bro, that probation shit
that's
ain't
how
no
it
joke.
go.
I,
Yeah.
my nephew right now to this day copped out to some probation shit. He's in Florida, and this nigga done, I think they done violated him, and this was like within the last year. They done violated him like 2 or 3 times, bro. Like this shit, that
Wow.
shit ain't no joke. So yeah, that's the system, bro. The system. That's a
It's
whole
no
different
question. No.
conversation. You know what I mean? But
So did you ever spend time on the island, on
yeah,
Rikers
yeah, yeah.
Island back in the 80s?
I
And how was
did.
that for you?
So
Like
in the
just
'90s,
if
I
you could
did.
remember.
In the '90s, I did. Now I'm gonna share
Okay.
something. Yo, yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100, right? A lot of shit that I like. This is new to me, right? Like we're gonna get into the work I do, and I don't share a lot of my experiences, right? Because a lot of times,
No
man,
question.
a lot of times and I'm saying we as people, like when we share certain things, like some people take it as glorifying, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
he's just trying, like he wants some props because he did or he was there or shit like that. So
Yeah.
and then I was also taught, man, the better, what is it, my OG be saying, man, the stories that's untold is some shit he said, and I want to word it the right way, but it's like, yo, the best stories are stories that's untold, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, being in Rikers Island in the '90s, man, and I wasn't. I know I've heard a lot of stories about Rikers in the '80s and in the '90s. So when I was there in the '90s, again, I wasn't there too long, but I was there. I'm gonna share this. The first day I walked into, um, I forgot which building it was, man. I can't remember the building. Brother got killed right next to me, man.
Mm.
Like right next to me, bro. Like on a walk-in, gang shit. Nigga stabbed a nigga up
Yeah.
crazy, and then homie ain't make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's something that I don't speak about, but of course, on this platform, and we
Yeah.
gonna tell it all.
Yeah.
Like that's some shit that maybe I should speak about, so these younger dudes can hear it. Like this shit is, shit serious. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And and that shit, now, right? As I grew, and it's not even about my age, because sometimes people don't get wiser, but as I began to learn certain things, I realized later on in life, like, damn, that shit kind of traumatized me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Facts.
mean? You
That's
know
a
what I mean?
fact.
So
And that's
as
and
well
that's
as
why we talk about it.
right,
Yeah.
right, as well as
That's
a bunch of other shit that I grew up under that I didn't realize I was angry about, and it caused to my trauma and shit like PSTD and all that type of shit. I didn't even realize, but now as I'm learning and I'm growing, and I'm evolving, I'm like, damn, this is why I was this way. You know what I'm saying? This is
that's right.
why he's this way. I can see
Mm-hmm.
why he's this way. You know what I mean?
And if I could for a second, and that's why we talk about these things on this platform, just giving a throwback of just that experience for us going into prison. So the first time I went to Rikers Island was in '86,
Mm-hmm.
and I did 4 months in the 6th building, but I was in the 4 building, and then they moved me to the 6th building where if you sentenced to a year
Yeah,
less, you do
less,
that
right. You
time,
do right.
and so I was adolescent. I never
Mm-hmm.
was an adult in Rikers Island.
Mm-hmm.
I've been back to Rikers Island after I came home '86. Then I got probation. I messed up my fingertips, for the fingerprints, and
Right.
I
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
probation twice. I'm running with probation twice. You know what I'm saying? And then they lock me up. I get a 1 to 3 after. But when I can remember to this day going through the system. Yeah, it was unsettling for me as a youth. I was like, but I had to be strong about it. Like, listen, ain't
You have
nobody
to.
gonna do nothing to me
That's
because
a
I
fact.
already heard the stories
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
from the other brothers I grew up with.
yeah.
When you go in there, you know what
You
I'm
got to
saying?
prepare
Don't
yourself
be no
mentally.
punk.
You got to mentally prepare yourself
You know what I'm saying? Don't be no punk.
at
So I don't
all.
care how scared you are. You got
You
to you
better
got
fight.
to
You better get
put your
busy.
chest
You
up.
got to get
You know what I
busy.
mean? And
Period.
so that's traumatizing too to
Yeah.
to to actually go through something, and you don't know what's to come, and you
Mm-hmm.
see stuff like I seen too. I seen many a blast. I
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
many.
Yeah.
Listen, blood came on me a couple of times. You know what I mean? Without going into but it's just the trauma part. That's why this is a good you had a good segue for us right here too,
Mm-hmm.
man, that we do right now. And so I'm gonna get right into this real quick.
Okay.
Okay, on the beat.
So this is our StreamYard, cell therapy moment where we speak about the mental health, and we
Mm,
speak about the traumatizing moments that we go through in life, just as a youth, man, coming up in those streets, and how we don't even understand it until we
right.
get older,
Right.
and we get into that growth and development phase. And even then, a lot of us, we realize it, and we hear it in these classes, we in these programs that we in, but we just fall back from it because that ain't us. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. I don't need no
Yeah,
therapist. I
yeah,
don't need, you
yeah.
know what I'm
Fact,
saying? Nah, I ain't crazy. I
fact.
see them crazy ones. That ain't me.
That ain't
You know
me.
what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but you know, and that's why I like to say all the time, man, that I think that anybody that I was just talking to another brother about this yesterday, but I think that anybody that been through the prison system suffer from PTSD.
That's a
You know what I
fact. I
mean?
agree with you.
And so, no question. And so, with us still talking and conversating about, you know, your growth and the route you was walking and where you going and where you at, and then we must, you know, just chronologically, you know, talking about your life. We can still talk about that too, man. You
Mhm.
acknowledging now and noticing those mental health, those traumatizing
Yeah.
moments.
So, one thing I'm gonna say is, man, you so on point again. Like the stigma that comes behind that mental health, stigma that comes behind, you know, uh trauma, the part that we feel like, yo, man, that ain't me. Like, I don't need that. I don't need this. You know what I'm saying? And not realizing it, and again, that, bro, I'm suffering. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think it wasn't until I began to really do the work that I'm doing now that I
Mhm.
really understood how fucked up I was, because I
Facts.
didn't realize I was like I was fucked up from a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I did all the trainings that I did, and then I learned and understood the ACEs, the
Terms. That's
adverse
right.
childhood experiences and shit like that. And I'm realizing, like, damn, I grew up angry. Like, I did some crazy shit as a youth that really could have cost me forever in jail. That really could have cost me my life. Like, I really did some crazy shit, but it was because of the shit that I was suffering from inside. So now, as I got older and I got into the field of work that I'm in now, like, me helping my youth, me helping my young boys, and I'm helping me the whole time. You feel
Helping
me?
you. That's right.
Yeah, bro. So it's
That's
like,
a fact.
that therapy shit is a real thing, bro. Like me personally, I fucks with therapy. You know what I'm saying? Group therapy, personal shit. Like, I've done it. I try to do anything that I can do to make sure. I mean, I'm married and I have a great support system. Like my wife is my backbone, and she's a great part and a big reason to why I am where I am today, because, just giving me that push that I needed, and letting me know, yo, it's okay to do this. It's okay to go back to school and get your fucking bachelor's. It's okay to get a job, bro. Like it's
That's
okay
right.
to walk away from that lifestyle and leave that shit alone. And just knowing, yo, bro, like, you know, uh, and I kind of said this upon our initial meeting, right? Um, and I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place,
That's
but
okay.
but
That's what we
you
do.
you know when I was outside, I really had a lot. Um, I had some money, and I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way, but I had some money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, my wins was my wins, but my losses was just like, yo, you could lose it all, and just like that, like, bro, I lost some bread, like, just like one shot, like some serious bread, some money that niggas had never probably ever see
Ever
in their life.
seen. That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? I lost some things too, like, in transit. Like, so I'm moving and I'm shaking, right? And, you said something like, you never used drugs before. And then I'm shaking my head because, although I smoked weed a few times, but I don't even do that. But, when we as us as people, when we be on that high, and we so what we call successful, and then we lose certain shit, a lot of us and start using drugs, and
Yep.
getting abused of alcohol and shit like that. And I think about that shit all the time, because again,
Hmm.
when I think about the shit that I lost, And I'm like, damn, like I was like, I was there. I was this close to being, you know what I'm saying, there. And like, yo, bro, I'm like, damn, man, I pat myself on the back because I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? We alive, bro. Like, and now the shit that I'm doing is like more rewarding than anything. Like, you know, I tell a lot of my dudes, man, like niggas that still got one foot in, one foot out, or still trying, yo,
Yeah.
bro, at this point, man, the risk ain't worth the reward for us, B. Like it's really not
Not
worth
at
it. So,
all.
you know,
A lot
yeah,
of us
I
is
just
gonna have to learn the hard way, but you know
yeah,
it is.
man.
Yeah.
And you know, you said you was born in 71, I was born in 72, so we the same age. Like everything you mentioned, the
Right.
rink, all that shit, like I was there, like you know what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
we've been around, you know what I mean? And it's like the 80s, I was outside for real. The 90s, you know, I was outside. So it's like I got to witness all this shit. I got to be a part of all this shit. And this shit that I'm doing right now today is the most fulfilling, man. Is the most fulfilling, and
Right.
I really feel as if in my heart, like this is the most successful I've been ever, and I
Right.
don't have as much money as I had, but it's still the most successful I've been ever in my life.
Nice. Can we talk about, can we go and talk about now like that last bid you did?
Hmm.
And you know, what was that about? You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to get deep into it, but just that, you know, how was that, and that time, what they gave you, how much
Hmm.
time they gave you, and you know, and was there any kind of pivotal moments during that bid that you woke up and said, listen, man, enough is enough, or did you have to come home and have that pivotal moment? How was that?
So that last bid was an 18-month bid. And that shit was it did a lot, man. That was the game changer for me. 18
Mm-hmm.
months is 18 months. Like, you know, like you said, you had your 1 to 3 years, you know, you did just your 4 months on the island. Like certain shit we could do standing on our head, right? But that shit did the most to me. I got locked up. I got pulled over. I had 100 bundles on me, and I had my niece in the car with me.
Mm-hmm.
So the shit that was crazy about this is, you know, my niece is just with me, and I'm busting a move, and that shit they locked both of us up for one. My niece had to go to Rikers Island. Um, that shit was just like it just fucked me up because
Yeah.
initially they didn't give us no bail. So I couldn't even get her out. So when I went to arraignment court, they said, yo, listen, it was quick, yo. You wanna we offer you 18 months. This is the Bronx too. If anybody know the system in the Bronx, like I always say, man, I'd rather get locked up in the Bronx than Manhattan because the Manhattan court system is way different from the
Yeah.
Bronx. I
Yeah. I
get
heard
pulled over in the
that.
Bronx. Yeah, so they said, yo, we'll give you 18 months now, and we'll let her go if you take it right now. I kind of felt like, man, I know I could beat this shit, but I wanted my niece to get the fuck out of jail. So took the
That's
18
right.
months. And this is in 2009 going into 2010, 18-month bid. Um, but I'm gonna say now to how this shit was that pivotal moment for me, man. Did that bid, came home on work release, uh, and I'm still like, this is 2009, 2010, and I'm already like, you know, that roller coaster already took place for me. Like I took a lot of losses in the streets, right? And that I kind of was
Yeah.
mentioning a minute ago. So now I'm really trying to get back. So me speeding, that's kind of how I got caught up too, right? Because I'm trying to get back what I lost.
Yeah.
But
Play catch
yo,
up.
right. So when I come home, I'm on work release, and I ain't trying to work, bro. I ain't trying to get no job. I'm trying to finagle and get around the system. My man got a store. My man is like, he got a sneaker store. So I got the fake job shit for work release. And I just gotta pay my own checks. So to you know, you gotta take your checks into work release and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta pay myself. So I really felt like one, when I was away, um, my son, who's 15 now. Yeah, he just turned 15. He 14. I'm sorry. I should know this shit like the back of my hand, right? He
No,
I, mean,
that's that PTSD.
right, right.
Shit.
I missed his first birthday. And that shit took a little, a little hit on me, right? And but then my wife, who's my wife now, she wasn't my wife then. Um, I realized what I put her through and my other kids through, right? Um, just not being there, you know, realizing that damn, like I'm not only just a provider, but I'm really there. I'm really present for my kids. So like I seen the effect that it had on my daughter, um, my sons, missing my son's first birthday and shit like that. All that shit is taking a little toll on me, right? So then I'm going back to the work release part. I think I had asked a couple of my homies for some help and I didn't get it. So the help that I asked for was, yo, I need you to pay, pay my check for this week, man. I think it was like $300 a week, some shit like that. And I didn't get it. And for a person such as myself that did so much for so many people, put people in position, and I felt like, yo, this is my team, and I'm like, damn, I know my niggas got it, and they didn't come through for me. I took that shit personal. You know what I'm saying? So that shit kind of like made me like, I no, it's nothing. Like I just gotta, I know how to deal with niggas now. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's hurtful when like niggas call me for anything. You feel me?
Uh-huh.
So that shit made me like, man, fuck niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? It had me on some like, and then,
Absolutely.
and then again, my wife is trying to encourage me at that time to do the right thing. She's enrolled in the College of New Rochelle at the time, and she's like trying to tell me, yo, B, just do this. So when I eventually enrolled into the College of New Rochelle, after some time and giving it some thought, I did, and I did it just to do it at first. Like I wasn't even really interested in the shit. And you said something earlier, like, yo, man, you was a smart dude. Like I always been told, like, and I know, like, I'm smart when it comes to certain shit. So did that, got enrolled, went to school. My niggas was looking at me like literally saying, like, yo, fuck you doing going to school, nigga?
Yeah.
Like, what, man, you bugging, telling me this shit. And I'm like, yeah, nah, man, I'm all right. I'm gonna stick this shit out. Like, and yo, bro, I'm gonna say this to you, right? I went to school in 4.5 years, and I had caught me a little job, a little couple of odd jobs and shit, like some per diem type shit. Niggas calling me when they need me, do maintenance type. And them 4 years of being 4.5 years of being in school saved me from probably what would have cost me another 10 years or more in prison, because all of my niggas got caught up in indictments. Got 10 years. My one of my comrades now 19 years. Another comrade 30 years. So it's like that shit right there, like, saved me, bro. And I think me being told, or not even told, no, just not feeling like niggas ain't come through for me, was that pivotal moment for me, to where I said, yo, man, I can't do this shit no more. And then just knowing, like, I'm not trying to go away no more. But it was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle, because this is that lifestyle that I know, and I know so many people, and so many people know me. But one more thing I'm gonna say to that is just seeing how the streets changed and the game changed, and there's so many people that's working on the other side, and knowing this really had me like, man, I ain't fucking around no more. You know what I'm saying? I gotta figure
Yeah.
it out this way. And then that's where I was like, yo, I can't go back to that. You know what I'm saying? I can't even trust a nigga that I call a brother, or trust a nigga that I call a friend, or you know what I'm saying? Because You don't know who's working nowadays, B.
That's right, no question. Real quick, right? I'm gonna introduce you to my brother, Michael Marshall. His name we call him Muhammad. You know, brother. Here, Omar Jackson from out of Harlem. Michael Marshall is from the Bronx. He works for Exodus. He did 30 years. You know, came home right after me. We both grew up in prison together. I did 27 years and 6 months, and he did 30. You know, and we stayed in touch with each other from day one since the 90s. We was, you know, in Clinton together. You know, we was in all these different facilities, and we made sure our families kept us in contact with each other. So this is my brother right here, you know, and we bring him on these mental health sessions, you know, on this forum, man. When we want to talk about the cell therapy, man, and talk about things that we do. And I'm just glad that you here to meet him too, because he's doing a lot of great work in Harlem with Exodus. You know what I mean? Just quickly before we even get off into talking about other things, I just want to mention that like I appreciate you, just for understanding, because and I always say like understanding is understood. So a lot of us, we go through life and we get educated, talking about book smarts and everything, and we get these degrees, but we still ain't got our shit together, man. Like,
Yeah.
we still, we still really, what I say, is clouded with this, and I call it a distorted value system that we grow up with. Just like what we just was talking about, coming up in the streets and everybody having probation. I believe everybody that I talked to, we had probation in our life. We did this, and then we didn't learn. So that was that. We was building up this value system, this street value system of ours that really wasn't shit.
Yeah.
That shit was it wasn't doing nothing to us, nothing for us, but putting us, in a messed up position. However, I always say I wouldn't change it because this is who I am today. This made me the person, this the best of both worlds right now that we've been through. All of us, I think we different. That's why I talk about this when when people say they different. I hear on social media, this is really different. We different from the rest. Like, if you haven't been through the things that we've been through and been able to come out of that, and we alive here to talk about it, the stuff, though, man.
This
So
is my grandson here.
okay, yeah. So if you haven't been able to come up out of that, and you still want to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that showed me that you're not ready. You're still not ready. You know what I mean? And what I mean is, like, we know, because we are also good judges of character.
Definitely.
We know that that's a no win. That's hypocritical halfway in. When I was out there in my youth, I was all the way in bad. I don't care how good I did. I took care of all my nephews, nieces. We don't realize how many people that affect. Like you said, you had your cousin with you or your niece. We don't realize how many people that affect. I was taking care of a lot of people, a lot of my nieces, like literally, but still I was all the way in bad.
Yeah.
So how much was I really taking care of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the same time. So when I realized that during incarceration, I had to realize that going in there without a GED and coming home, that didn't do it, but that was a part of it. Coming home with my master's, you know what I mean? Could get my GED in prison, my associates, my bachelor's, and my master's, during that 27 years and 6 months. I would not allow the system to do me.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was off limits. That was off because I was the one that got it early. So a lot of brothers I know, even to this day, that's home now, that got it now. It took them 10, 20 years, 15 years going in and out the box.
Yeah.
I got it early. I'm that punk. that you want to call a punk. You want to call me a punk, call me a punk. You know, you can never, you know, put your hands on me, but I'm the one that closed that gate. When they say, yo, E, come out to the yard, come to the gym, I close that gate. I don't have it. I don't have it in me. I don't have time. That's a wrap. I gotta learn my history. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do something different because I was tired. When I got locked up and that judge gave me 25 years to life for taking a young man's life just like myself, 20 years old, we on the streets getting money together. He's selling drugs on this end. I'm selling drugs on. He don't like me because I'm from New York City. We don't like him because he from this town. You know what I'm saying? And we beefing about a block that's not even ours. You know, and I took his life away, and that's something I could never do. Give back, give you know, be able to, you know, undo ever again. And now understanding the effects that it's caused with his family, his friends. He had a son just like me. You know what I'm saying? Like that son will never see his father again. So that I always think about that. At the same time, that builds my character even more to being the man that I am today, you know, of moving forward in life. But understanding that you know, that even going through that system, like the, you know, the trauma and things that we go through in there, and we don't realize and we don't want to address it. You know what I mean? That for me was knowing that and realizing it and going through one of these self-help therapeutic classes, even classes that I created, that I helped create too. You know, going through them, that allowed me to see what we're talking about today. So, you know, I was preparing myself in there before 10 years before I came home to doing this work that we all doing right now out here, you know. And so when I see and I hear you talk about acknowledging and understanding those shortcomings and everything, yo, listen, we on our way, man. We arrived. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see nothing but blessings, man, and all the way up for you know, brothers like yourself.
Both for all of us, man. Yeah, no appreciate that. Thank you.
No, if Michael, if Muhammad, my brother, could come in for a second, man. Share your wisdom.
Peace, brother Omar. Peace, brother E. I think all of us can identify more or less, you know, what the impact is of our actions. And our responses have evolved in a lot of ways. Like I tell the individuals in the group all the time, we all bring something to the table. But a lot of times, minority individuals, we know what that is, to actually bring something to the table. We don't understand that they bring anything that's productive to the table instead of bringing negative. So we're used to bringing the negative to the table. Drugs, I could bring transportation, I could bring this. These are things we brought to the table, right? But now we're bringing something different to the table, right? That's more fruitful, like you said, the job, right? This was one stage in your life, and you're realizing that working aspect is really the hit, right? If we mold it, I think we've all learned molding that the workforce and navigating through it better than we used to. If we've done that in the beginning, we got the masters of it. And in comparison to those who are still doing it or who've done it before us. Because look at them, wow, working all these years, and it seems as though the fruits of your labor didn't pan out as it should have, right? Because now that you're in the workforce and you've been in it such a short time, you've learned how to manipulate it, like economics, right? We see the white collar individual, right, manipulate taxes, right? How to transform the business. And it's for them. As you get into the game and you realize how they've done it, and you begin to do it, you begin to question what you used to do and the individual used to do and say, no, listen, tweak that just a little bit. Because this is what they're doing and this is what I'm doing, and I'm in between you both in a short amount of time, right? So we're still having to fight against our people because even in the workforce, they don't understand how it works, right? We come home, we got trucking businesses, right? We're using that to off balance other bills. Our credit card is all the way up, right? We actually in the game now. And they're scratching their heads like, damn, how could they? It's because we learned that the best in the street becomes the best in them office buildings. And we're using the same tools we already had. Now we have to actually show them how to tweak their game, right? And for those who haven't learned that or fight against us and changing their lives, it becomes even a greater mission, because now being in Exodus, I see a lot of young brothers and sisters who continue to make the same poor choices. And then when we explain it to them, I really don't want to hear about why they had the gun or that they had the gun. I want to hear why they had the gun. So that they had the gun is not really a problem for me. Or what they did is not really a problem for me. We have to understand in ourselves why that took place. What was the seed that was planted? What was the early introduction to this lifestyle? Because if we don't address that before the seed was planted, then we never get to where we are today, right? How did the tree get? The tree is outside. Look outside. The tree is dead. Go back to the beginning of the plant and how it was watered, right? How was we watered with the growth and development of who we are today or who we were yesterday? That's what I touch on mostly, because for me, not having a gun or the use of scamming on the credit card or whatever it may have been for the participant to come in the thing, that's a given. You know, the courts know that already. The judge and the district attorney want to know why. You know, every Madlock show we watch, they say, well, why did he quit the crime? Every time an individual is a terrorist, a individual that commit a mass shooting, why? They want to know why. For some reason, that fascinates them, right? So we have to know why ourselves, because if we don't know why, it's going to continue. The why is important. This is global. Why? And if you don't know why, ask them why. And they're staring like, well, if you don't know, I'm not going to know. You better find out. You know, that's the thing to the client. Why? Scratching their head like, you know why. You've been through it. You broke it all down why. And you broke it all down about why you don't want to do it again. And you broke it all down about where your man's numbers at, right? You know why. They have to get to where you at. And that's important. So, Mr. Jackson, why? Mr. Jackson breaking it down. Bung, 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 bung. They sitting here scratching their head like, damn, I got to get to where Mr. Jackson's at. Why? Because I don't know. Right? And when they get to that stage, it opens up for them. The individual told me one day, I put something on the board. He says, why you don't just tell us? I said, then that will be stunting your growth and development. I'm not going to give you the answer. You got to figure it out. Right? And the more you attempt to figure it out, the more false answers you get, right? The deeper your mind state becomes and your thought starts to evolve. Because now you did 100 things that wasn't the answer. And when you get it, it's almost like eureka. So now you know 100 things what it's not, right? And the 2 or 3 what it is. So by me giving it to you, and I also gave him the parable about taking an individual fishing. Just imagine if I fed you all this time and something happened to me. You'll starve. You can't depend on me. I have to teach you how to think outside this room, right? And I don't used to use the word teach, but I have to give you suggestions, right, that would narrate your moves. You can narrate them on your own. You know, just like a person who was a good mathematician. If he's doing all the math, then and you don't do any of the math, then you won't know how to add or subtract or do anything about business. They control everything. We have to take the power in our own hands, right? And manipulate our own destiny in the way we want to. So this is kind of hard in the room because, you know, we as minorities always want something given to us. And when it hurts, it hurts to think. You know, it's killing them young men to think. But as they get used to it, they start saying, oh, you know, I got this. I can do this. Right? Because they start doing it on their own. They start developing their own and moving forward on their own. But it's not easy trying to battle with them because they're stuck with the social constructs that they create themselves. They give it too much meaning. Like we used to do. Don't step on my Pumas. Doing the suede pieces. When you step on the suede pieces, you got to drop. You know? So we caught. So now I would live the experience to them. Yeah, I was there, young brother. You know, and I realized I was all the way wrong. Right, I was in a stage of ignorance. Right, and I don't want you to be in that same stage as me because to me, Pumas was everything. right? And I understand the Michael Jordans that we used to wear. I rarely wear them, right? But because they mean nothing to us now, right? But to you, they like Pumas. So you have to stop that. You have to get to where we're at now, so you won't have to get to where we was, right? Because right now I'm 55. I don't want you at 23, right? To have that live 30 years in prison to understand that that wasn't something you should be. I want you to do that now, so your career could be the 30 years and you can retire doing something, right?
Facts. Let me say this real quick. Sorry for cutting you off, Muhammad. Listen, Omar. So Muhammad, he kind of works closely with the court system in Exodus. He's a lead facilitator as well. You know, I do case management. We all have our different, I guess classifications of what we doing for the community. However, we all our common goal is all the same. If you could share a little about, your position, because I know you in the streets, you out there on the blocks, you know what I'm saying? What you do and your thoughts, and if you had any thoughts on what Mike was saying, what Muhammad was saying,
Oh yeah. Thanks, Muhammad. And a lot of what you said is definitely relatable. Just them tools, taking those tools from from the streets and taking it to that workplace. That's one of the gifts um that allow us to be successful and to bring it to these organizations or create our own or whatever. Because going back to what you said, that best of both, man. And it's not just reading a book. Like I could read a book and say, "Oh, I understand this. I got this." Nah, it's not the same. That lived experience is how we can really relate and identify and make these changes for ourselves and help those youth change as well. So some of what I'm doing, man, I'm doing a lot out here, man. I'm working on the ground. I got a team, and we out in the east side of Harlem and even beyond, man. Just trying to reach the youth, trying to get them to put those guns down that Muhammad was speaking about, trying to get them to change their ways of thinking. Feeding them some of the stuff that we've been through. I got a team. Some of us are, formerly incarcerated. Some of us are, former gang members. Some I'm not going front. Some still got one foot in and one foot out, but is committed to this work. You know what I'm saying? Committed to really to changing these lives and shit. So we out there, we on the ground, and we bringing them into our space, and we just trying to find out what their needs are, what their wants are, and help them with that, right? We trying to find out what they've been through, those past experiences, the traumas that they deal with, what they dealing with in the home, and how we can just assist, you know what I'm saying, with making things better. We building that rapport with them, and really most important is we gaining that trust from them. So where they know, like, all right, if O say something, or if such and such say something, I need to listen. Like it's a real big brother, little brother mentorship type thing, and we just trying to set them up for success, man. And that shit takes a lot, because even as you were speaking, I'm talking about, when you ask the whys and shit like that. The reality is, for them, and I think we all could relate to this. When we was that age, the why was because we knew we knew everything. We knew everything. We nobody really couldn't tell us nothing. So that's why this work is gonna always be there, and it's gonna take so much of an effort, and it's like a everyday fight, because we dealing with people that's the culture in what they coming up under is, we got the internet, we got drill music, we got the crews and the gangs. So that shit is all a part of them, and what their decision making. So now for us, that lived it, and we quote unquote the OGs, or whatever they want to call us, the unks. um it's a constant fight to really get them to really see things from our perspective. but that's what we're doing on a regular basis. We in the housing developments, we doing that court advocacy. When it gets to that point, um, we're like trying to like diffuse a lot of the beefs that's happening. East Harlem is very territorial. Uh, all the housing developments are beefing with one another. So we're trying to like intervene and get in between that stuff to where, we could create safe passages, because a lot of these kids can't even go from one corner to the next without, something popping off. So we're trying to get in the middle of all of that stuff that's happening, right? And again, we on the east side of Harlem. We in Wagner houses, we in Johnson, we in Jefferson houses. If people that's familiar with those developments, Jefferson and Wagner has a historical beef that's been going on forever. So it's like we're not just trying to put a band-aid on one side. We really working with the kids from Wagner, working with the kids from Jefferson, and we know it's not as easy as just bring them together, but we constantly trying to just get them to look at things different and say, yo, man, what the fuck is we beefing for? Like, why are we beefing? You know what I'm saying? But the flip side to that is when a few people done lost their lives behind this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not easy to just say, yo, leave this alone. It's over. You know what I mean? It's a constant, like, everyday thing. Like, and that should consist of, again, that building that trust and gaining that good relationship with them. So we doing everything from taking them out to dinner, basketball games, anything out of the neighborhood, getting them out of their comfort zone and getting them to start to really think different and see things different. And that's kind of sums up a lot of what we doing, but that's constant basis. And we also inside the juvenile detention center. We in Horizons, right? And everybody at this point, if you go to Horizons, you pretty much got locked up for a serious offense. So we in there doing the same work, like mediating, trying to get the kids to coexist, trying to prepare them for what's next. And what's next,
Nice.
some of them might be going upstate, Rikers Island, and then for some that come home, like, yo, walk through our doors. I'm very familiar with Exodus. You know what I'm saying? Go to Exodus if you feel like you can't come over here, like, and see brothers like Muhammad and get what you can get from him, get what you can get from me, get what you can get from some of my comrades that's on my team as well. And this shit is just it's saving lives, bro. Like that's
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 right.
what we're doing. We saving
That's right.
lives, man,
You know,
on a level
we can't reach them all, but
we can't.
if you could get one, two, three, whatever it is, man,
Hmm.
you're making a difference. If I could,
Yeah,
real quick, sorry to cut you off,
no, that's
too,
all good.
pressed upon a little bit of time, but listen, it's our time, man. If like I don't know. First, I want to ask if you know Rima the Great.
Sure.
She usually be in Wagner. Do you know Rockrilla? You
I
know,
know Rima. Yeah, I know Rock. I know Rock.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, because I asked that because they used to work with Exodus. I don't know if
Yes.
they still do, but I know they
Nah.
used to. I know they still probably doing good works, for
Hmm.
them. Um, I created a youth empowerment basketball tournament. Um, for Exodus through Exodus and Success After Lockdown with other organizations up in Newburgh, New York. And so our first annual youth empowerment basketball tournament was last year. And
Mm,
what we did was we had Rock bring up the youth in Harlem and bring them to Newburgh to play Newburgh and Poughkeepsie team, in the tournament last summer. So
mm,
we on schedule to do that again this summer. You know what I mean? If you have a team, a youth basketball team, and when I say the youth, we bring out anywhere from the 13-year-olds to 18. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
And if you had a team like where we could get something, where we could set something up, I got your email. If you're willing to participate, bring a team up there, collaborate with us. We trying to make this second annual youth empowerment basketball tournament even bigger. Kids came out, they had one incident, one little incident on the court. One person, hit, bumped this one, Harlem kid, bumped the Newburgh kid. You know, I jumped, ran up on them, grabbed both of them, told them both you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna start the game again until y'all shake hands. You know what I mean? Put them back in. It was all good, you know. So like, I just wanted to share that. We could, you know, and hopefully we could stay in touch on that. You know,
Yeah.
also if you have anything like that's going on right now or in the future that you want to
Mhm.
share with our followers, you know, and family, man, just you can do that too as right now.
Okay, so E, definitely you could lock me in. So one of the things I do, and again, it's just all about, giving back. One of the things I do is I coach basketball as well. And this is all volunteer. I don't get paid to do it. I coach, and I've been doing this shit about good 7 years now, 6, 7 years now. I've
Nice,
been
nice.
coaching basketball over at Millbank, and I definitely got a team, and count us in. Count us in
Yeah,
with
listen,
your tournament.
we're gonna put you
I
on the
love the
email.
sound of that. Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
sound of that. And
yeah, because
E, that right there is a part of the saving lives that we talking about, right? That right there is like, yo, bringing some kids from Harlem, getting them out of Harlem for a day, and just going up there to play some ball. An incident is an incident. Shit's gonna happen, right? But
that's
now
right.
we
And
can
last year, sorry to cut you off. Last year, we brought the Newburgh kids down to Wagner, down
yeah,
there to play in the
yeah.
tournament that Rock had
Okay.
was a part of.
Okay, so I'm so glad we making this connection. You could definitely count me in. Let's continue to build on that, and yeah, yo, let's get it. I'm definitely with that. I love what I do. I like, and that's why I coach basketball. You know, just developing these kids in sports, and see, I got some kids right now that's in high school that I coached. And I could say one or two of them, definitely one of them. He's gonna go somewhere, man. And the goal is to get a free
Right,
ride to college, bro. That's the goal. Get a
right,
free ride, man. And
right.
and I'm just glad to say that I had a hand in on that. You know what I mean? So
Nice. That's right,
yeah,
man.
you can
That's
kind of
making
say,
a difference.
yeah,
That's
that is for
that's what
sure.
making a difference.
Yeah.
Anything you got coming up that you want to share, like, you know, with our
I mean,
family, friends, and followers?
I'm just here, man, and I'm working, man. I'll just give, you know, my information, and anybody that wanna get in contact with me. I don't have nothing pressing coming up. We got a gang of things like events and stuff that we do. June is labeled Gun Violence Awareness Month, so we always do a big block party on 117th Street where our office is at between Park and Madison Avenue. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the date is June 7th this year. So we're gonna do a big block party where we bring out the neighborhood, and we promote peace, man. We promote peace throughout the entire day. We try to get everybody to know, like, let's have a peaceful summer. Let's figure out ways to coexist, and let's get rid of the drama and the bullshit. And that shit has always been successful. A lot of community come out. We always get the elected officials to come out. A lot of times they just want to be a part of certain things, but and say they are part of certain things. But that's always been great. I'm gonna give my information. My email is
Yeah,
ojackson at gosonyc.org. My office is 1652 Park Avenue. That's between 117th Street. Excuse me, that's on 117th Street between Park and Madison. Um, we deal with the high risk youth. If we take referrals, again, like I mentioned, I know a lot of stuff is territorial. Some people feel like they can't go certain places. We'll make it safe so that people could go certain places. Um, you know, we here just doing the work, man. I don't have anything pressing that's coming up. I got some personal things that I'm working on, that I'm doing, that again, it speaks to my journey and how this transition has just bettered me. Like, I'm into real estate and things like that. But nevertheless, I don't really have much pressing to promote at this moment, though.
yeah. Like I also want to bring up, like, you know, success after lockdown. We actually started, you know, 2 years ago, man. We started this 2 years ago, and it's just bigger than the podcast. Right now, we interviewing brothers and sisters like yourself, like us, formerly incarcerated, making that difference, man, in the community. However, it's bigger than that. My vision was bigger. This thing, we looking for this thing to go to the networks, sooner than later. And at the same time that we doing that, like, I'm always asking brothers and sisters like yourself that's involved, that might be in the criminal justice, involved in the criminal justice system, or might know someone. So we trying to get this podcast on these tablets that these kids have everywhere. You know what I'm saying? and I think that this is beneficial right here, us having this conversation that we having today, to someone behind that wall seeing this, and us making a difference in their lives, creating that spark, if I could, that spark that we talked about earlier, that, so many of us, it just comes out of nowhere sometimes, but it comes out of somewhere, you know what I mean? And I think that this forum with these conversations could definitely make a difference when, a person go to our content and look up, these dudes been in the street. They've been, he was over here where I was. He grew up in Harlem like I did. And look at him now. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like that no more. I want to, try to go the right way. I think this is important. So if you ever come across anybody in that field of knowing how we could get this podcast on, it's all good, man. We would appreciate it.
Definitely, man. I mean, like, I started out by saying this is phenomenal, man. This is really dope. If I love this, man. Like we don't have this. What always gets publicized is, when negative shit happens, especially if you watch the news, man. They're gonna talk about the shootings and shit, but they're not gonna talk about stuff like this that's actually making a difference. They're not gonna talk about the work that we're doing, the lives that we change, in the days of no shootings that we keep track of. All the youth that we've touched and the lives that we save, because we know that we saving their lives, but that's the stuff that never gets publicized. You know what I'm saying? And something like this is the same thing. Like, so yeah, man, if I can do anything to help, get it to that next level, I'm all in, bro. I'm all in.
No question. And we know that, this forum right here, man, what we doing alone, man, spreading this message and acknowledging and highlighting brothers and sisters like ourselves is a part of why the recidivism rate is going down.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? We are a primary part of that. But you will not get society to say that at all. Yeah. And that's what's going down right now. I could speak for New York State. And I also can speak for other states that I got in touch with, other individuals out there that's making a difference in their community. We are part of the recidivism rate going now. You know what I'm saying? And society don't see that. So that's why we here to highlight that, to show y'all that there are those out here that's staying home. And you know what I'm saying? They're coming home, staying home, and making a difference in our community. Anything you have to say, Muhammad, man, any thoughts you have, share them.
No, I just like the brother, Omar's vibe. I'm familiar. The organization's name is what?
Save. Stand Against Violence Talk. Save. Yeah. Okay. So we under the GOSO umbrella, which is right across the street from Exodus joint. GOSO, getting out, staying out.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I just like that he's part of the street team, Ground Zero. And he's been out here doing it. He's out here doing it, and we're not gonna try to recreate the wheel, because for me personally, I just came home, so I'm gonna join you. I ain't gonna try to make my own wheel. I'm gonna try to make your wheel. You got the wheel. I'm trying to put some spinners on it. Some light on it. I'm gonna join you. To make it better. So, I see a lot of times when individuals, they try to create their own thing instead of us joining forces. Right. So like he said, once we join forces, like, you got a team already. You've been doing it for a minute. You know, we started the team. So it's tips that you can give us when we come together. It just gets bigger because you already got the platform or the game. You already know. So imagine we have all these kid teams together from different states, and their camaraderie comes together. I know you from Newberry. They start to meet up and bring each other out of their realm, and we become a massive force of people that growing up with that positive vibe that you bring in. That's amazing, man. I just see it on that scale.
Absolutely.
And using that platform you got, right? So I just say, man, just follow, you know, what you got going and just build on what we got going together. I just see big things happening, you know?
Yeah. I agree, 1,000%, man.
No question, no question. I definitely and you know, I see it happening. I know it's happening because we making it happen.
Yeah.
You know, we listen, man. Our team here, Success After Lockdown. We've been out to Florida and we interviewed men and women formerly incarcerated out there that's making a difference in their community. You know what I mean? We done interviewed people in Wisconsin, in Utah, in Houston, North Carolina. That's just like us. Like that's making a difference.
A lot.
And they looking for that. They looking for that collaboration. You know what I'm saying? So Success After Lockdown, we looking for that fiscal sponsor at the end of the day too, because we come out of our pocket for everything.
Right.
We're not a non-for-profit. You know, I have my own company, E&C Media, you know, and under Success After Lockdown. And we just looking for a non-for-profit to help us. You know what I'm saying? Because we can receive that money, those monies, and do what we do. Go to this state, go to that state, and make a difference. Show how we are helping to bringing down that recidivism rate. You know what I'm saying? Showing that we are doing things in the communities, not just for our communities, but others as well. You know what I mean? So we come to New York. If you ever have anything going on, you know, and you want us to come down there, Success After Lockdown, the film was going on, you know, with the kids and give it back. And if we can bring donations, you know, that we get from other places, you know, from some places, and we can bring other organizations, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with Unified Black Caucus, Brother Conrad Dawn, you know, so Conrad Dawn and Success After Lockdown, we work in collaboration with each other for the past year and a half, you know. We actually go back and give, you know, we just did a winter drive with Unified Black Caucus and the Assemblywoman on Fordham and University, giving back, you know, to the kids, giving out food, you know, giving out clothes, giving, you know, everything that we could get, man. We was doing for the kids, man, with this winter event, this winter giveaway stuff, man. So that was a success. That was just last weekend, weekend before last. Last weekend we did it out there in Fordham University. We also did a back to school supply backpack giveaway to the youth last summer in Webster Park on 188th. I grew up on 188th and Marion, right up the hill from Webster Park was my park. You know what I mean? That was our park, you know. And then this summer we looking to do another backpack back to school giveaway, you know, on Marion Avenue, on the block we grew up on, while we having a reunion. You know, so anytime you know have anything, man, we got each other emails, you know, we get each other number.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, just keep us informed, man. And you know, give us a little time, you know, but yeah, we definitely looking for that fiscal sponsor too, because see, my partner flies every time from Florida when we doing something in the city or wherever we doing something, you know, and I'm coming from Albany. I'm currently living in Albany, New York. You know, I'm in Albany, me and my wife, you know, have a home out here, you know, and I work out here, you know. At the same time, I'm getting up and going when it's time to do for the community, you know, for the community.
Right, for sure.
And I'm hoping, I'm looking, not hoping, but I'm looking, you know, and preparing for this to be my full-time job. You know, but right now, somebody got to really keep that, keep that mortgage.
But for sure.
And them car notes tame.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So, you know, so listen, I have to do what I have to do, but at the same time, I know where my passion lies. And if I could get that fiscal sponsor, man, to definitely hit us where I can be able to financially, you know, help myself and help others, I'm all for it, man. That's a full-time job I'm looking forward to.
Right.
So, you know, we appreciate this time.
Yo, I appreciate y'all, man. This is, again, I can't say it enough, man. This is great, bro. This is great. And noted. Everything you just said is noted. As you were speaking, my brain is already running. So I'm trying to really think of anybody that I could connect you with. And we're gonna definitely, you know, we're gonna be in touch. You know, and I'm a definitely speak about success after lockdown to a few people and see if they could do anything and what they can do. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, and this is what it's about, man. This is what it's about, man.
No
you know
question.
What I mean? And speak it, bro. Speak it. Speak it to fruition because it's gonna happen, man. This is
no question. It's definitely
it's gonna happen,
see,
bro.
This is what I'm building up to. I'm building up to this. I'm making the connections right now. So one thing, just as an example, I see a lot of brothers and sisters like ourselves that's out of New York State, that they have a lot of connections with the prison system. They have a lot of connections with public speaking, you know, and they state wherever they, you know, on reform and rehabilitation. And so I'm looking at why we all can't be connected to doing that for each other, with each other. So one thing I have on the plate is, you know, I have a warden out in North Carolina. You know, she is a black sister, and she heard about success after lockdown. She invited us in to come speak to the population. You know, there's another sister that I do that success after lockdown. We do a live stream every 2 weeks with this sister from out of Missouri. You know, so what we doing is collaborating with her so she could go into the prisons with us in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So we want to have this collaboration. If I want to be able to, where it's, yo, Omar, listen, we going to Virginia right now to speak at the prisons. You know what I mean? It's all right. We put your name down where you come speak with us, come with us and speak to the population there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that us going back in would help the next person that's in there going through whatever they going through. That would help so much, because that inspired me when I was in Sing Sing Correctional Facility, you know, where I was getting my education. I was so inspired by being able to be on the setup team to go to every graduation from 2006 to 2015. Go experience every graduation we had in the visit room, where families came and the whole executive team come in and celebrities come in. You know, I had Warren Buffett come to our graduation. We had Warren Buffett. We had Oprah Winfrey. Whoopi Goldberg. We had Ice-T and Coco. You know what I'm saying? People like that come to our graduations. And so when I seen the men that was in there with me that went home and was allowed to come back to speak at the graduations, was given permission by the superintendent, you know what I'm saying? That inspired me. Like, damn, when I get home, man, I want to make a difference like this. I want to come back and show brothers like, we out here and we definitely staying out here. And we making a difference in our community. And that'll spark somebody in there. You know, somebody that's doing craziness too. You know what I'm saying? Some badass that, you know, they're like, damn, these dudes, all these dudes, he did 27, he did 16, he did 5, he did, you know what I mean, 30. That's inspiring, man. So that's what I'm looking out. That's where my connection lies. And it's not just success after lockdown, man. I'm looking for this a team, man. We a team because we can show that we are making a difference with this recidivism rate going down now. You know what I'm saying? We are. Y'all not gonna take this from us. So I'm creating this platform. I'm talking about society as well as the criminal justice system. You're not gonna take this from us. We are part of this recidivism rate that y'all giving all this money to these other places, and that what type of difference are they really making? But putting that money in their pocket, and that's it. We are the makers, the difference makers. We out here too. We out here. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us. You know what I mean? It's a lot of us. And go to Success After Lockdown, you'll see a lot of us in New York State. You know what I'm saying? And now we branched out to showing, interviewing others, man, in other states, man. So that's what our goal is, to reach every state in New York, in this country.
Yeah, bro.
No question, man. All right, so if anybody have anything else to say, Muhammad, you got anything else to say before we roll out? And Muhammad, he's one of our masterminds. He's one of our pilot projects. You know what I'm saying? Where we creating a reality series, man. Success After Lockdown.
Nice.
So you know what I'm saying? Just like Love and Hip Hop.
Love
after
all that.
Prison after life after lockup. Yeah, we Success After Lockdown.
Nice,
you know what I mean?
Nice. I like that.
We creating a reality where we following brothers like yourself.
Yeah, bro.
And Muhammad and everybody else and myself.
I love it.
And this is what we showing, man. The reality of this thing here, man.
And this is what need to be shown.
No question. Yeah. And look, positive all day, every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you that this is what we gonna succeed. We successful. Yeah, being positive and no more negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We not straddling, man. It's all positive, man.
Yeah.
We on one side. We not hypocrites around here.
Yeah.
So that's what I highlight and stress, man. Yeah, we got brothers. We around brothers that still halfway in, halfway out. We getting them on our side now because we've been that way. Yeah, a lot of us was that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straddling the fence, struggling, man. It's a struggle. It's hard. It's hard being different.
That transition is difficult, man. That shit is not easy, man. It's not easy at all. But it's our life story too, though. You feel me? So that transition is real, though, man. Like this shit ain't easy. I still at times struggle on some of my decision making, man. I got partners really like that same age bracket as me, partners like my comrades for real that they still going through that struggle. Like, yo, and same thing you just told me earlier, man. It's like either you all in or you out. Like, so and that's the conversation. Like, bro, man, this shit ain't worth it, man. I said it earlier, like, man, right now the risk ain't worth the reward, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about doing, like, it's not even worth it, man. All right, like the shit niggas is talking about doing. I'm encouraging niggas like, yo, bro, just go the other way at this point, man. Nigga gonna put you in a trick bag quick.
Facts.
You gonna be mad at yourself.
Facts. That's right, man.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's not easy, man. But this is why we need this right here. Like this new connection I have right here. This ain't gonna be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? We already talking about. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna definitely connect you with some people. Definitely that summer basketball shit. Count me in. You know what I mean? So this is why we need this, man. This is a blessing right here. It may be in disguise right now, but this is a blessing right here.
This is the blessing. So that's right.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get it. Let's get to it.
Count our blessings. We know our blessings, man. Another successful interview. We had the brother Omar, man. I appreciate meeting you. I know we've been somewhere before. We had to be, man. Listen, all of us, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this is a small world, man. You know what I mean?
It's gonna come out, and we're gonna wind up saying, yo, man, we know the same people. Yo, we've been around. It's gonna come out.
No question. Or what's the brother named Kev? I remember being on 45th, just short little story, being on 45th across the street from Willie's. A double park. Well, we wasn't double park, we was parked right on that hill. And Kev read that, he had the store on 25th, right? That was Kev or what's the brother name, man? He had that store on 25th Street. He had the car in it. He had the BMW.
Goodness
forgot the
gracious.
brother name.
I don't know how I can remember the name right now.
Yeah. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
So, but anyway, he was in the game at the time too. And he had, you know, his car pulled up, double parked next to us, and we had some shooters, man. They had on hoodies. They was walking past our truck. We was in the Pathfinder, and we thought they was coming for us. They had to drop on us because I was halfway. I had the door open, talking to this girl, had it between my legs, and next thing you know, they just walked past us and start shooting up the car, shooting up his car. You know, and everybody scatting out of there. We had the vests on, so when we made that right on 45th, and they're safe, right?
Right.
You know, it's a precinct in the project right there.
Right. Yeah. It's a precinct.
The police, they was looking for a red car. Our Pathfinder was red. This was back in '87, bro. Word. Our Pathfinder was red, and so they guns drawn. We had the vests on us and everything, you know. But my partner, God bless his soul, his brother was a CO. He came in and vouched for us for the vest, and they let us out. You know what I mean? When he came through for us. But I mentioned that because those are moments I know that this is a small world. You know, that I talk about certain things and brothers be like, yo, I was there that day.
I was there.
This happened and this happened because we used to go to Skate Key. Skate Key to the, you know what I mean? Go to the top from the top. We go to Willie's or we go to the rink. Then we come and meet back at Willie's. Some go to SNS and gamble at SNS. You know what I mean? So listen, man, no question. Some go to 371 on Clay Ave in the Bronx, BX. Big up, HBO. But yo, listen, I'm gonna close this out, man.
All right. Yo, pleasure, man. Good meeting you, brothers, man. And let's continue to build, man.
No question. Let's continue to build, man. Muhammad, you already know, man. And we talk to y'all soon, man. And with that, man,
probably end up bumping into Omar because we travel the same. He right there on 117th. So you know, we go that way all the time. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see him going to work. You know, so I'm gonna see him. You know, I know I'm definitely gonna run into him. It's a blessing.
Yeah, we are. All right, fellas.
Okay, so with that, man, we out, man. Peace and blessings, brothers.
All right, success. Lockdown.